Enjoying From Software's newest game, Sekiro? Well, the rumors of their next game is already rolling out, and oh boy, this is a big one. Now, I do want to add that this is a rumor before we get started, and there was nothing definitive about this. This could turn out to be true, or it could be completely fake, but I thought I would at least talk about it because of how much potential it could have. So, here it goes. From Software's next game is apparently going to be published by Bandai Namco and written by none other than George R.R. Martin. If you don't know who George R.R. Martin is, well, you should probably crawl out from underneath a rock, but if you don't, there is two things you need to know about him. I know you probably know what Game of Thrones is, and that is based off the books A Song of Ice and Fire, written by none other than George R.R. Martin. The other thing you need to know about him is that he takes forever to write his books, and he has been so slow that Game of Thrones is actually going to finish before the source material, his books. Readers of the books, you'll understand my pain and sorrow, which is why I would also not recommend Patrick Rothfuss. They're pretty much the same person that writes different books. Very talented, very slow. But moving on from that, this is an incredibly interesting rumor, and the first thing you're probably going to ask yourself is, does this rumor have any credibility? And that's a very good question. Well, that's hard to say this early, but we can piece a few things together. The rumor seems to be originating from Spawnwave and Liam Robertson, which has been wrong on several occasions. The rumor that I remember Liam Robertson last leaking was the Star Fox rumor, and he was also hyping up Metroid Prime 4, I believe, a lot during the VGA Awards. So he has had his fair share of misses, though I know a lot of people find him to be credible. But again, I'm just going to warn you guys to not just take this rumor with a pinch of salt, but rather a truckload of salt. Though I will say, From Software has worked with the Expanse novels co-creator Ty Frank, and he used to be R.R. Martin's personal assistant, and they've worked on several projects together. So there is a link with From Software and George R.R. Martin, so this does have some plausibility at the very least. Again, I'm not saying that this is true, but it is possible. I personally doubt it, but I'm not going to lie to you, I'm very hopeful that this is true. We also have a few details about this supposed game. Like I said earlier, it's published by Bandai Namco, which would mean it's likely to be multi-platform, unlike their game Bloodborne, which is exclusive to PlayStation 4. It also might be revealed at E3, so we don't have to wait too long to see if this game is actually true. So if it doesn't show up at E3 in June, then I would think that this rumor is likely to be false. Though we are hearing right now that it might, so we can't exactly rule it out even then. Other details about this game is it has a fully open world, a bunch of kingdoms you can go in any order you please, you get abilities from killing leaders of each kingdom, and of course, George R.R. Martin is one of the lead writers. I mean, this game sounds pretty awesome on paper. From Software is arguably the best RPG developer, with Dark Souls, Demon's Souls, Bloodborne, and Sekiro being games that they have made just within like the last decade. And George R.R. Martin is arguably the best fantasy author, granted a little slow. Okay, I'm sorry, very slow. The game even sounds like it has that political warfare stuff going on, with each kingdom having leaders that you must attack, similar to what you see in Game of Thrones. If this turns out to be true, I will be ecstatic, though it does make me question if George R.R. Martin will actually ever finish A Song of Ice and Fire. I mean, how many projects does the guy really need? It also has that open world stuff going on that From Software has seemed to perfect. I'm actually not a huge open world fan and prefer linear games, but From Software has excellent level design, and even though they are open world, they do it in a way that it doesn't feel empty, if you know what I mean. From Software is perfect when it comes to not holding your hands and by allowing you to choose how you play the game, and this includes with where you go. Sure, there is probably easier paths to take in the beginning, and that is your choice. I do hope they keep this game challenging like their other titles, and I think it's something that they do well. I hate it when I play games and they offer no challenge, and it's one reason I've loved From Software so much. I started playing From Software games back whenever Demon's Souls actually first launched in America, and it's always fascinated me with how this game was actually sold. In an era where a lot of games do have a tendency of being easy, they sold this game by being challenging, and people seem to love it. Anyways though, I'll let you guys be the judge of this. Personally, I'm really hoping this one turns out to be true, as it seems like a great pair. I love From Software and R.R. Martin, but what about you guys? Do you all believe this rumor, or should we just forget about it? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.